What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Take What You Want by Post Malone, Ozzy Osbourne, and Travis Scott. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs from any of these awesome artists that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Take What You Want on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 4th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that we would usually go over is the structure of a song, but for Take What You Want, we're actually just going to have the same chord progression through the entire song, and we're just going to kind of alternate between a picking pattern and a strumming pattern depending on where you're at in the song. So we don't really need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing you want to know before we dive into Take What You Want is the 8 chords that we need to play this song. I know that sounds intimidating, but I promise it's not as bad as it seems. The first chord we need is A minor. The next one is going to be E minor over B, which is the same as an E minor. We're just going to play from the A string down. The next one is a C. The next one is going to be a variation of an F chord that's basically the same as a D shape, but we're going to slide it up to 5th fret relative to the capo. The next one is going to be an A minor over F sharp. I'm going to use my thumb for this. All it is an A minor with a 2nd fret on the low E. If you can't use your thumb to get that, you can adjust your fingers and use whichever finger works for you, whichever finger you can get up to there, to that 2nd fret on the low E. It's going to sound like this. The next chord we need is an A minor over F, and same thing with this one. I'm going to use my thumb. It's almost the same chord. We're just going to go to that 1st fret low E instead. Just like that. And again, you can adjust if you need to for that if you can't use your thumb. The next one is going to be an E chord. And the last one is going to be a regular F chord. And I'll have a beginner way to play that F chord, as well as chord charts for all the other chords in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And guys, with all that in mind, let's dive into Take What You Want. Man, this song is so cool. It's such a dope combination of all of these artist styles put together. I love it, and I'm so stoked to share it with you guys. So like I said, this entire song actually is just one chord progression repeated over and over, start to finish. The only thing that's going to change is sometimes we're going to be doing a picking pattern, and sometimes we're going to be doing a strumming pattern. But first, let's take a look at the chord progression that repeats through the whole song. That chord progression is going to go like this. We'll start with an A minor. We'll go to E minor over B, C, and then F, and then we're going to have A minor over F sharp, A minor over F, and then E. And that's just going to repeat through the entire song start to finish. Now there's a few little minor changes that'll happen while we're actually doing the picking version of this, but that's our chord progression that's going to play through the entire song. We'll get to that in just a second. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is that picking pattern, and we're going to break that down chord by chord. Now I will have a tab for this in the pinned comment below, but I don't really want to put that on the screen here because it's too big of a tab. It'll end up having to be really small text. You guys won't even be able to see it. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to walk through the chord progression. I'll show you what we're playing, which strings we're picking chord by chord, and then if you want to take a look at the tab, that'll be in the pinned comment. So let's go ahead and break that down. Like I said, same chord progression through the whole song. What we're going to have here is we'll start with this A minor. For our A minor, our first A minor, we're going to go A, D, E, B, just like that. And then we're going to go to our E minor over B, and for that one, we're going to go A, G, E, B, and then we go to our C chord. For our C chord, we're going to do the same picking progression that we just did. So again, A, G, E, B. And then what we're going to do is we get to that F chord. Now, for this is one place where it's a little bit different in the chord progression because we're going to use that high F chord, the one that looks like a D shape that we talked about in the beginning of the song. So it's not a D shape exactly, but it's the same shape as a D. We're going to move it up to 5th fret though. We're going to strum that. And that's it. That's our first little section there. So one more little walkthrough of that. We've got our A minor. We'll go A, D, E, B. We go to E minor over B. We've got A, G, E, B. We go to C. We've got A, G, E, B. And then we've got a single down strum of that high F chord. Like that. And then we're on to our next line there. What we're going to do for our next line is we've got our A minor again. For this one, we're going to change it up here. We're going to go A, D, B, G, and then we go to A minor over F sharp, and we're going to do E, D, B, G, and then we go to our A minor over F. We're going to do the same thing there. We'll go E, D, B, G, And then we're going to do our E chord and a single down strum on that one. So one more walkthrough of that one. That's our second line there. We'll go A minor as our first chord. We'll go A, D, B, G, A minor over F sharp, E, D, B, G, A minor over F, E, D, B, G, E chord, down strum. And that is the picking pattern that's going to play in the very beginning of the song and a couple other places throughout the song. So putting all of that together, one more little walkthrough of the whole thing together. We'll start with our first line, A minor there. We'll go A, D, E, B, and then we'll go to our E minor over B, A, G, E, B, C, A, G, E, B, and then we'll do that high F chord. Now second line, A minor, A, D, B, G, and then we go to our A minor over F sharp, E, D, B, G, and then A minor over F, E, D, B, G, and then strum down once on the E chord. And that will just repeat a couple of times for each time that we play through the picking part of this song. And guys, like I said, there really isn't anything crazy complicated going on here. It's really mostly just remembering where everything goes. It's just kind of a lot to remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that down. I'm going to play through it twice slowly, and then I'll play through it a couple of times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. But slowly at first, a couple of times will look about like this. And a couple of times through the picking pattern that'll play through Take What You Want will look about like this full speed. I lost it on that last time through a little bit, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Super cool picking pattern and not as hard as it sounds to play. So for the entire rest of the song, we are going to still again have the same exact chord progression, but we're going to add a strum pattern to it. So one more time through that chord progression, we'll have A minor, E over B, C, and then we're going to go to our regular F instead of the high F whenever we're doing our strum pattern. And then we'll go back to our second line, which is going to be exactly the same. We'll go A minor over F sharp, A minor over F, and E. And what we're going to be doing for strum pattern is going to be 8 palm muted down strums for each chord. If you don't know what palm muting is, it's a really simple and fun technique that you can use. All you're going to do is take the soft part of your strumming hand right here. You're going to rest it on your strings close to your bridge, and you're going to rest it there and strum and kind of mute the strings like that. And it just kind of gives it this muffled, muted, percussive sound. It sounds super cool. It's a really fun technique. We use it a lot on this channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that strum pattern. We're going to use it for every single chord in that pattern. So a little walkthrough of what that'll look like, starting with our A minor here. We'll go down, 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 down. Just like that, repeated through most of the song. Most of this song is actually just going to be that pattern with that strum pattern repeated. And then, like I said, there's a few places where we'll come in with that picking pattern that we lead into in the very beginning as well. It kind of comes in and out a couple times throughout the song. But most of the song will be that chord progression with that strum pattern. So with all that in mind, guys, a couple of times through that chord progression with our strum pattern that we'll play through most of the song will look about like this. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Take What You Want on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 700 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what song I'm jamming on today or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram story at The Groovy Guitar Dude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, Take What You Want From Me is such a cool song. It's so cool to see Ozzy's voice on this and just his style. Like, this reminds me so much of Ozzy's like old style. I'm not super into classic rock and that kind of stuff. It's not personally my thing, but you can't help but respect it and stuff, especially if you're a guitarist. You got to hear that stuff and you're like, man, that was such a cool time for music. And this song, it's cool how well Post Malone and Travis Scott style fits in with Ozzy's style. Like, this song feels like an old Ozzy song that they adapted to Post Malone and Travis Scott's style. And that may be exactly what they did. I don't know a lot about the song actually besides just how to play it on guitar, but it's an awesome song and I love how they combined all of their styles and it just meshed so well. I think this song is going to be huge. I think there's going to be a lot of people that love it, and I think hopefully a lot of people that are wanting to learn it on guitar as well, because it's a super cool guitar part. Like I said, this song, it's not as difficult as it sounds like it is. It is still a little bit, probably, I would say, an intermediate level song, but really the most challenging part of this song on guitar is just remembering what goes where. There's a couple different picking patterns that you got to remember which go with which chord. And other than that, it really was what it all boils down to, is just remembering where things go. Like I said, it really is just that same chord progression through the entire song, and then you kind of just got to feel out where the picking pattern fits in, and then when you're switching over to that strumming pattern. That strumming pattern is very beginner friendly, and like I said, the only thing that's a little bit tricky is just remembering where everything goes. But it's a super fun song to play, such a cool sound. I really hope that a lot of guitarists learn this song because it's a really fun one. I had a lot of fun learning it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.